All right, welcome back, guys. It's yet another episode, and as always, I just want to give thanks to each and every person who is taking part in this channel as we continue to build this channel, and also we continue to empower ourselves. So, all of you who always take time to attend our live videos, and those who take their time to watch our premiere videos. We do want to thank you so much. We want to say you guys are the most important people, and we appreciate and we love you. So as we continue with our videos, uh, people are asking questions, and as I said earlier, that some of the videos we will be bringing you more detailed information as some of those information we cannot give in our live stream because of the way uh, the process is. So for you guys to get more information on these programs and these other things that other people need to know more about, we decide that we will be creating like individual videos so that we can go in detail and give you uh, more explanation to it. So as requested, uh, as requested uh, with one of our viewers, we have come also here to give an explanation of one of the visas, and that is a J-1 visa. So, guys, stay tuned as we go through this and give you information, and hopefully, you will benefit from this information. So, I have my diary notes right here. That way, we will not be going from place to place. We will go in an orderly manner. So, if you see me kind of looking sometimes to here to the side, it's not that I'm avoiding you guys, but I'm trying to follow up with my notes. So without further ado, let's dive in to this program. So first of all, what's a J-1 visa? It's a visa which is used for people who are coming here to the United States for educational or cultural exchange programs. So if you are coming here to uh, do any educational program that it doesn't take long, this is the visa that you might be looking at. Or if you're coming for to attend or perform cultural events, this is the visa that you will be applying for. So this this visa is required for people who will be participating in exchange visa program. So you have to enroll. So the first thing is that uh, you have to enroll in that program. And once you meet that criteria, now you can go ahead and start going through the application. So, who are the people who are eligible for this program? So, first of all, is the student and scholars, trainees, intern students, teachers, uh, professors, research assistants, medical students, or medical graduates. So if you're coming to get your graduate degree, this one is the one that you may have to consider and look, and also international visitors. So those are the people who are eligible for this program. And again, uh, it's just like any other visa. There are some steps that you have to follow in order to be successful through this program. So the first step is the application. So first of all, you have to apply be accepted in a visa in the visa exchange program, visitor, yeah, the visitor exchange program. So once you have been accepted, you will now be enrolled or registered for a student and exchange visitor information system, also known as service. So usually this one, there is a fee that uh, you'll pay. So, and you can get that information in their website by visiting the Department of State under J-1 visa, because this information or these fees varies from region to region, and also it's updated every now and then. So you can just visit to see the updated information as far as the fees is concerned. Okay. Also, the application and order will vary, so it doesn't follow any particular, order, and also from regions or different region and countries. The uh, the, the system or the application uh, varies. It doesn't follow a particular system. So you will have to fill what is called a non-immigrant visa application, and just to bring the difference, because I know there is the non-immigrant visa and also immigrant visa. So for non-immigrant visa are those people who are coming here to stay temporarily in, uh, in the country. But for immigrant visa, these are people who are migrating to come and stay permanent in the country. So those are the two differences between the uh, migrant and non-immigrant visas. So for this particular uh, application, which is a J-1 visa, you will be applying for a non-immigrant visa. So once you fill the DS 160, just like any other uh, visa, you have to also print the confirmation page, because you will need that page uh, when you'll be going through the process, and also when you'll be traveling. They will need to see that you really apply for it. And also you have to upload the photo. And again, just as I told you guys, these photos are specific dimensions. So you need to make sure uh, you get a professional who knows or who understand about the photos that you can upload into this website. Because if it doesn't fit the dimensions, and then your photo will be rejected. So just keep that in mind. So once you are done with that, you've filled the DS 160, printed the confirmation page, you've loaded your photo. Now you need to schedule for the interview. Just like any other visa, you have to appear before the officer, the consulate officer, where they will ask you questions. And again, just like any other visas, if you are 13 years and under, you don't need to uh, uh, you, you don't have to attend the interview. But if you are between 14 and 79 years, you must appear for the interview. And of course, if you are 80 and above, you don't need to appear for the interview. Okay. Am I losing someone? I'm very sure you are following along, guys. And that is why I was saying I will be diving in and have a systematic order. That way you will have a better understanding. And if you want, you can save this video and you can watch over it, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want this information, you can always find it. So again, you have to schedule an, an interview in the US Embassy where you are. So you don't have to be uh, necessarily in your country, because sometimes there is a backlog. So you can schedule in a different country. But just bear in mind chances, now you being a foreigner going to a foreign country makes it kind of difficult. So that's just an option. If you find maybe waiting time, or you don't have like slots in your country, you can just schedule in your nearby country with, if they have available slots. So now you got to also now prepare for the interview. This is always the critical part. The interview session is the critical part, because this is what will determine if you'll be given the visa, or your visa will be denied. So as always, don't rush. Do, do your due diligence, submit your paperwork on time, and now prepare. And also you can do research on some of the questions that they will be asking on that particular visa, even though not all questions are the same, but at least you can get an insight of uh, what or how the questions are framed. So I will encourage you, when waiting for the interview as part of preparation, to go and do research on that particular area. So the first thing, of course, is you pay your visa fees. And again, most of the embassies, you have to pay your fees in in advance, or before you go for the interview. Of course, we have some exception with some embassies where you can go and pay the visa fees during the time of the interview. But most of the time, you just pay these fees before the interview. Once you have paid the fees, and then they will send you the confirmation. Always, if you have any form of confirmation, make sure you print it, save it, let it be part of your documents. Now, you got also the required documents, any additional documents such as passport, which of course should be valid for at least 6 months, and also beyond your stay. So your passport should be at least 6 months beyond the time you're coming to stay. Let's say, for example, if you're coming, now it's December, and you're coming to stay, at least your passport should be valid until the following year, June. So at least 6 months beyond the time of your stay. Why this? Because sometimes circumstances change and things happen, and you may have to extend your stay. And that is why they recommend to have a visa which is valid beyond that, the beyond the days that you are intending to stay. You don't have to actually like stay until the last day, like when your visa is expiring. At least if you have to return, make sure your return ticket is at least a month or two before your expiration date of your visa. Now, each person listed in passport should submit a separate application. That's the DS-160. And if you submit that application, make sure you print for each and every person who is listed in your application or your passport. Now, again, any photos that you upload, make sure you bring copies of those when you are coming to the interview. So you gather those as you are preparing to go for the interview. Another thing, make sure you have the certificate of eligibility. So once you are registered for the exchange visitor visa program, there will be a confirmation or eligibility certificate that you will receive. So make sure you have that certificate with you at all times because that's part of your documents. Now, also if you have a DS form 20, 2019, which is generated by your sponsor program when you register for that service, make sure you have that form also with you. And if you are coming for training or internship uh, placement plan, you should have a form DS 7002 in addition to DS 209. And I mean, this information again, it's found in the website of the visa program. You can, like if you not getting something here, you can always refer back to those requirements in that website. So, and you have to read your rights. You have to read your rights and protections. If you are coming here, you know to know what your rights are, what are your protections are, so that if you run into an incident, you know your rights, you know what to say, you know what not to say. So always make sure you read and know your rights. If you are going to any country or if you are visiting any country, make sure you read your rights and protections because always you may run into something and you may have to remember those rights because it can make a difference. So now, guys, so once also you have that, make sure also you have the purpose of travel plan. So have an itinerary. Make sure you have a ticket. Like the ticket that will bring you and also return ticket. Make sure you know when you intend to departure after your visit. That is the most important. So they will ask you, what are you going to do? When will you be done with your tour? And now, when are you planning to come back? Those are usually the questions that gets most people. Make sure you have them right. Make sure you know all those questions right. And also, make sure you have a proof that you will be able to pay for your expenses during the duration of your stay. So I will highly suggest you have a sponsor or a bank statement, and in that bank statement should have enough money to come and sustain you during your stay here because you don't want to come here and get stranded, run out of money, and now it will be a problem, and you are becoming a burden to the government, and that is what they don't like. So that's why you need to have or make sure you have enough money that will be able to sustain you during your stay here. And now, of course, at this point, it will be time to attend your interview. And as I told you in the previous videos, interview is the most important and critical part of this process because if you go and they ask you questions and you don't know reason why you are coming, what you're coming to do, and when you're coming, what who how are you going to sustain yourself, and when are you going, go back, or when is, like when is the end of your stay? All those simple questions that you should be having at the top of your mind. But if you fail to answer those questions correctly, your visa can be denied. So just make sure you have it correctly and you answer them confidently. Don't hesitate when they ask you a question. Just answer straightforward. No much explanation unless you are told to explain, but it should be straightforward questions. The brief you are, the easier you make it for yourself. Don't complicate yourself by trying to explain things that you not ask. Now, during the interview, another thing they'll be taking the fingerprints, just like any other visa. So they'll be taking fingerprints. They will put in your system. So now, if like you have any criminal records or anything, or you come and do any like activities that are criminal in nature or unaccepted, they will find you, and now you can be easily deported or put in jail. So just make sure you come and do the right thing. Come and do what your visa brings you here, and just follow everything, and you should be fine. Now, if your visa is approved, you have another fee to pay. That's the issuance fee, visa fee. So if your visa is approved, you have to pay. That should be the last fee that you are paying towards your visa. So remember, there is the application fee, the service fee, and also the issuance fee. So as part of planning and preparation, you got also to look the financial asset aspect of the process. Make sure you have this money so that when it's time to pay, you don't have to waste time because you don't have, or you miss an opportunity because maybe you don't have money to pay. Now, so certain condition, uh, like if you have a 2-year home country physical presence requirement, so like you'll have to abide by other rules or other conditions. So some of these programs, they require you to be in your country at least 2 years every, like in your tour. So some of these some of these programs are those which are funded by the government, and also if you're coming for graduate medical education or training, and also specialized knowledge or skills. So uh, those are the areas where they require your presence in your home country at least for at least for 2 years. So you need to plan all that when you are planning to come. Make sure you put all that in consideration so that you don't miss a lapse because you have to go and uh, fulfill the other requirements. So make sure you have everything in order. So now, uh, as I was saying, this exchange visa program has restrictions, and some of the restrictions include changing your status, adjusting your status, or receiving an immigrant visa. So, or even so, you cannot change your status, you cannot adjust your status, you cannot receive an immigrant visa or receive a temporary work, visa, that is H, or intra-company transfer, that is N, or fiancé visa. So, yeah, so when you are doing this, make sure you read more, you do more research so that you don't complicate yourself. Because yes, you can get a visa, but now when you are here, they have restrictions. So you got to make sure when you are reading, read and understand everything so that you don't complicate yourself. You don't need to come here and then now you have an opportunity to adjust your status or change your status or apply for a work permit or invite your fiancé. But based on the restrictions that are in that visa, you cannot do it. So as you prepare for every visa that you're planning to apply, make sure you understand the restrictions and everything that pertains to that visa. And as I was saying, I'm trying to bring you this detailed information, but this is not all the information, guys. You need to do research. You need to do research. I cannot exhaust everything through this video. I just try to bring at least the basics and like step by step process. But there is way more information that are found in the website that are beneficial. I will suggest you go and read further and more, do due diligence and more research before you commit to anything. That is my advice. Continue. So now, guys, so you have done that. Your visa has been approved. It's time to come to the United States, or it's time to go to Canada or Australia. And the system is the same. You got to go through the port of entry. That is now where you are going to request to be permitted to enter. Just like I told you in the previous section, receiving a visa does not guarantee you entering the United States or any other country. Receiving the visa is part of your traveling preparation so that now you go to the port of entry. Because if you come to the port of entry without a visa, you cannot request to be admitted in the country. But if you now have the visa, now you come to the port of entry, you present your paperwork and the visa to the immigration officers, which are the custom and border agents. You give the paperwork, they will go through, and now they will grant you entry the country, or they will can deny you based on if they find anything that they deem inappropriate. So that is the first step of travel. So when you are traveling, make sure you have your passport or visa, DS 2019, um, the admission paper stuff. So when you have that, you will give to the Department of Homeland, Security. When you give them now and they go through the paperwork, they will stamp or give you a stamp or a form I-94. So this is like a travel record. So once you whenever you are admitted in the country like here in United States, they stamp that and it's like they will be tracking your entrance and exit. So they will know, okay, you are here now. When are you supposed to go back? So next time you are going, they'll be looking. Did you overstay or did you follow the the right the right path? So that is very important. When you get that I-94, make sure you follow and make sure you read more in the website also about I-94, what what do you need to do, what regulations you need to abide by, and what you're not supposed to do when you have the I-94. So all this information, again, you can read more in the website. So now, if you've been admitted, again, now you can come apply for work permit if like your visa uh, allows, and now you can you know stay here, do what you're coming here to do, and make sure you just follow what your visa instructions tells you. Do not violate. So for those programs which you can extend, you can read in the Department of State Exchange Visitor Program, and you can see how you can like adjust. I mean, you can change, adjust, and also extend and receive like work permit and stuff like that. But bear in mind that there was some few exceptions where you cannot extend or adjust your status. So you will just see in the website, and you will see if your section falls under those areas where you can extend or you cannot extend. That way you will plan accordingly. So now, so if you will have to change or adjust your status, that is done by another agency, which is the U.S. Citizenship and Migration Services. So now that is now other part which deals with adjusting or changing your status. So everything here is every agency are doing their work. So you just have to know what you need to do, what are the requirements, and the time frame, timeline, and everything. If you just follow that, that stay within those rules and regulation, you should be fine. You should be fine. But again, as I told you guys, we are trying to give you this detailed information because again, we cannot give you when we are live because a lot of people are posting a lot of questions. So there's a lot of those. And that is why during live I get and I do write what people needs to discuss about. If it's something that you need to go in detail, and then we try to make a video for that. That way you can have a better understanding. But guys, all these programs are doable, and it's what try. Just my advice is follow instructions and follow the requirements and regulations that pertains the visa that you are applying. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Continue sharing, continue subscribing. Make sure this information also gets to your friends, relatives, and the community. And I want to wish you all the best as you continue to uh, receive and want to know more about these programs. Without further ado, I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Always, we love you.